on the line, holding an active schedule and actually flying those trips, working flights, as opposed to being a manager working in the office, in operations. Operations, usually just known as ops, this is the activity center for crew member and employees at the airport. Managers have their offices here, sometimes a local scheduler is there, and your company mailbox is there as well. You can sign in for your trip, chat with co-workers and usually relax a bit in between flights. Per diem. Expense reimbursement. If a flight attendant's trip takes them away from home base for 48 hours, they receive £X00 times the 48 hours. Over the course of a month, this can add up to several £100 extra pay, and is not taxable when the cabin crew overnights away from their home base. Some airlines might give a cash allotment in the local currency, while most include it in the paycheck. The idea is that per diem covers daily expenses like lunch, dinner and snacks. Pickup. This means to add a trip to your schedule voluntarily, either from another cabin crew wanting to drop the trip, or in a variety of ways from the company, rather than being involuntarily assigned. Preferential bidding. You select individual trips and the days you want to fly. Often means less paid vacation time, but more schedule flexibility. Purser. The public would call this the senior flight attendant, or person in charge, but the purser is simply the one who coordinates the crew, and is in charge of paperwork, and responsible for various international customs documents. The term is similar to the purser on a cruise ship, who oversees the staff. Some airlines have pursers who are members of management, separate from main flight attendant corps, and others use regular flight attendants who have had additional training in service, conflict resolution and procedures. Recall rights. When a flight attendant is furloughed, there is usually an indefinite period, a minimum of 2 years. The airline must first offer the furloughed a job before hiring outside the company. A flight attendant may be required to give up their recall rights if hired by another airline. Red eye. It is what passengers call an all-nighter, see all-nighter. The term probably arose from passengers getting only a few hours sleep on these flights, arriving with red eyes from lack of sleep. Reserve. Being on call, at the beck and call of the company. This term can also refer to a person who is on reserve. Reserves are used to cover for flight attendants missing from a crew, either planned or unplanned, due to illness, traffic delays or other reasons. Reserves have no set schedule for the month, only pre-planned days off. Sit time. Time spent between flights at the airport with nothing to do, but still considered on duty. Long sit time can make for a long duty day, even when working a short trip with limited flying time. This explains why a day with 7 hours of flying can be 13 hours on duty. Special meal. Meals that satisfy dietary restrictions or preferences, such as a meal that is kosher, vegetarian or is low fat. Other special meals used to include seafood platters or children's meals. Slam clicker. A cabin crew who is not interested in socializing with the rest of the crew on a layover. The term comes from what happens at the hotel. They slam the door closed and click the lock with the do not disturb sign still swinging. Trainers. Also called simulators, these are aircraft mock-ups with just a few rows of actual working seats. They are used to practice emergency drills, in-flight service and mock flights. More sophisticated models can even simulate turbulence and other emergencies. Turnaround. A trip where you go to one, or more, destination then turn around and come back in the same day. More commonly referred to as a turn, as in I'm flying all turns this month, or all single-day trips for the whole month. Wet lease. It refers to when someone wants to lease a crew in addition to the aircraft itself, but on a short-term basis. Work trips. When you go along on an actual flight and assist the working crew. Since you haven't been officially hired, you sit in a passenger seat rather than a jump seat.